They view it as like a business essentially, and like guys will go in to dates and they'll basically be interviewing the women versus just having like a natural conversation and a natural date, because they're just so focused on the idea of like, I have to meet somebody, I spent my money coming here.
Hello, Thailand!
And like the thing that I've noticed with guys that really kills them success-wise is they come with like these predisposed expectations. Whether they've been writing to women or not before, like they have this idea of, okay, like I've written to this woman 5 or 6 letters, you know, I'm like, everything seems to be great with the letters. I'm gonna go over there and she's gonna be the dream girl and I'm gonna get married and everything's gonna go well. And I would say 5% of the time that happens that way. Most of the time, you're never gonna actually get married to the woman that you've been writing to a lot. And that's why John always tells guys, you know, don't spend your time and energy focus on writing. And if you are gonna focus on writing, do it just a couple months before you travel. Because, you know, at that point, like he said, you know, a lot of the women, I mean, if you write a year before you travel, those women might have met somebody already at this point, or they're not interested in the service anymore, or whatever reason comes about. So, you know, that's kind of like what I realized with a lot of guys, that they have these expectations when they come in of what's going to happen. And they feel like they have to get married or they have to meet somebody that first time. And like, they're so tense and they're so like, okay, they view it as like a business essentially. And like guys will go in to dates and they'll basically be interviewing the women versus just having like a natural conversation and a natural date, because they're just so focused on the idea of like, I have to meet somebody, I spent my money coming here, I spent my time over the years writing to these women, so I have to do it. And I think the most important like aspect of the tours is you come there relaxed. You view it as like a vacation with the dating aspect on top of it.
This is a highlight of this.
And then when you come in there relaxed and you go to the social, you end up having a much better time. I mean,
You said you have a very good eyes.
My name is Gabe.
Gabe?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. And you say, please, can you come?
being in the socials, I've noticed is there's guys who are, I mean, we've had guys in the socials who you would consider like model type guys and like ideal, like, you know, they're 35, freaking look like athletes, supermodel faces and stuff, and they just sink because they have this expectation of like, oh, these women are gonna come after me, you know, I'm gonna be the best, like I'm gonna date everyone, I'm gonna screw everyone, whatever. And that's not what these women are here for. They're actually here to meet and create a genuine relationship. And so like a lot of the times the guys who are there trying to take things slow, actually trying to like understand the woman, meet them, get to know them one-on-one, are the guys who end up becoming more successful. And I mean, that's when I met Uliana, I had no intentions of really meeting anybody. I knew Uliana was there because Joe knew her mutually, and he mentioned her about me.
Yeah.
Like, and I saw her at the social, and we just smiled at each other, and you know, I went up to her and I was like, hey, and, you know, and then at that point I just asked her on a date, and it happened very naturally. And I think that's like the most important thing is when you guys go on the socials, you don't need to force anything that first day. You know, let everything happen naturally. You know, some of the women, you know, they might be a little bit deceiving. So you might like meet somebody on the social and they're going to say, oh yeah, I'm super interested in meeting you, blah, blah, blah. And then you text them the next day and they might not want to go on a date. That happens. I mean, that's happened to me. I did a couple dates when I was on my first tour just because I wanted to kind of see what it was like.
Hair off, he is lady. Yes. It's time to use my Pilates class.
It is, darling, yes, my word.
Women that you may have never met before, or you don't even know are on the site. And so,
Absolutely.
And it's same with the socials. I mean, we have, going back to the expectations wise, I mean, you guys set an ideal, realistic idea of like who you want to meet prior to going there. But then when you're at the social, I mean, sometimes we have guys who just get so overwhelmed by the beauty and the youth of the socials, because I mean, half the women are going to be probably over the 35, maybe a little bit under, maybe like 40%. And then the other half are going to be under 35. And we'll have guys who are in their 60s and they'll go after like the hottest 20-year-old. And then they'll go after the next 24-year-old. And then I'll go up to him and be like, hey, Tom, remember, you're 60. Like, you told me you're gonna look for 40-year-olds, 45-year-olds. Now you're talking to 20-year-olds.
Hey, we're men.
Yeah, and he's got can't resist. He's like, they're too beautiful. He's like, they're open, they're willing to talk to me. I'm like, well, sure they are, but you know, at the end of the day, they probably don't have an idea of marrying you. And
So you have to stay focused. You have.
yeah, you gotta stay focused. That's the clear.
I agree.
Sacred culture of Thailand.
Are you ready to get started? Sign up and connect with these real women.
Check out our website at
Bangkok-women.com